Hello, I'm on episode number 195 of the TEW 2 Challenge Run. We're here for SmackDown, Friday, week 2 of November, and the road to Survivor Series is very hot right now. Like I said, getting the first show booked would be the most difficult part, because now, whenever I get to every single week, I've already got, 4 matches pre-booked in, because tonight we've got the WWE title match, Buddy Murphy and Roman Reigns. We've got the tag match, Emma and Persia versus Becky and Sasha. We've got 2 of the qualifiers for the Raw, or for the men's team, and 2 of the qualifiers for the women's team. That's pretty much a whole card right there. But without any further ado, let's jump straight into the show. We start with an earlier today thing of Sasha and her crew arriving in a limo, and Indy's like, big night for the royal family here on SmackDown. First and foremost, me, Indy Hartwell, the prodigy, the princess of SmackDown, gets her chance to be on Team SmackDown when she defeats Bayley, Sasha's old grimy best mate. And Mickie James gets her chance to be on the team when she faces Candice LeRae, and when us two win, we're going to be the main hand on Team SmackDown. And Dana, she's here too, but Sasha Banks is going to team and single-handedly defeat that dastardly NXT Women's Champion, Persia Pirotta, or Emma and her friend Persia Pirotta, all by herself. Now, if you'll excuse us to your Royal Highness's changing room. She opens the locker room door, and Sasha walks in, and her face is of disgust, because she's just chilling. There's Becky and her girls in the locker room. She's like, I was wondering you were going to arrive. So, I don't want to be in your corner as much as you don't want me in your corner. And make no mistake about it, as soon as that bell rings and we're victorious tonight, I'm smacking your head off, so it doesn't really matter. I just need to make sure that you're game for this, because I don't want you embarrassing me on your show. I'm not coming over here from Raw, leaving my big time show to come into this show, so you can lose on my behalf. And she's like, Becky, please. I am the queen of this show. And you need to treat me with a little bit more respect, because you may run things over on Raw, but you need to talk to me as the boss and queen of this show. Then I'm Pierce, she's like, ladies, chill. Can we just save it for the ring, please? She's like, yes, Pierce. And then back, he's like, oh, look at you. I thought you were in charge here, not him. Meanwhile, Adam, while we are here, you still haven't told Eve, Shane, myself, anything to do with what we're fighting for. So I know we're picking up the draft picks, and Raw should thank me for whoever they decide to take when I win that triple threat match, but we still don't know what we're actually fighting for. And Pierce just smirks and walks out, like, just have fun tonight, girls. And he leaves. The match opens, that's why I did that at the start of the show, because obviously the main event is the WWE title match. And it is Sasha and Becky who pick up the win. Becky lays out Persia with the manhandle slam, and then goes for the cover, but Sasha tags herself in, and Becky just stands there and looks at her angrily, and she's like, get out of my ring! And Becky has to stand on the apron and watch Sasha lock in the bank statement, and Persia taps. 57 for Emma, 33 for Persia, 88 for Sasha, and a 93 for Becky. But then, like Becky said, as soon as the bell rings, bang! Wait, I didn't put that segment in. I guess Becky just shakes her head and leaves and doesn't attack Sasha at all. Because we've got 24/7 Island shenanigans. Dexter is chilling in Cameron Grimes' bed with the 24/7 title that he won at the end of Raw. And then Grimes busts open and he's like, there he is! And then a gaggle of Midcard is just chasing, try and pin Dexter. And Dexter tries to get away. He just fights them off and he doesn't run because he's Dexter Lumis, and then he just sort of just knocks AOA down and just walks out the door when he's blindsided by Boa, who rolls him up and takes the title. And Boa runs off going, I got it! Then Bianca comes out because she's going to sit on commentary. Well, she thinks she's going to sit on commentary for the first qualifier, which is Indy versus Bayley, because she's the captain of Team SmackDown. So she's coming out here to just investigate when she's jumped by Toxic Attraction, because as we saw, Toxic Attraction came out on Raw and were bragging because Gigi and Mandy were on the team, and then JC was going to get in on NXT, and Bianca was like, nah, bitch, get these hands. And then, as you saw in the tweet that I spliced in at the start of the show, or now if I forgot, Which I don't think I will have, because if I hear that, I'll just go put it back into the start. But anyway, she showed up on NXT and screwed JC Jane against Kelsey Cook, who is Julia Hart. That's why the Twitter handle so says the Julia Hart. But NXT UK, NXT 2.0 named everybody, so she's Kelsey Cook because she wouldn't be able to be called Hart in WWE for obvious reasons. So she's on the Team NXT, so Team NXT is Mandy, Gigi, and now Kelsey Cook, and we're going to find out the next two next week off camera. And Bianca cost JC the match. Now, obviously, they're angry and they want revenge on Bianca, so they're here on SmackDown. They 3-on-1 assault her on the ramp. And Mandy's like, what's up? I thought you could take us all on by yourself, girl. Boom. And then Kelsey, who's actually on the same team as Mandy and Gigi at Survivor Series, runs out to help Bianca out of respect because she helped her qualify for the team. But they're still outnumbered when the third woman, Sonya Deville, who is the other person who's qualified for Team SmackDown already, makes the save and fights them off. So we've got two of Team SmackDown and actually one team of NXT's fighting off Toxic Attraction. 76. Obviously, Bianca's not on commentary anymore because she got attacked and she's just like, girl, no, fuck this, And Bayley qualifies in 6 minutes and 8 seconds. She beats Indy with the headlock driver. 75 for Bayley, 64 for Indy Hartwell. We then get Cesaro. And I guess I forgot to put Andrade on Team SmackDown. He's like, I forgot to put Kayla on as well. Fuck. He's talking to Kayla and it's like, what are your thoughts on being the only confirmed member of Team SmackDown? So I was like, well, I trust that Team SmackDown will fill itself. I've got 2 qualifiers tonight. It's Rey Mysterio, Kevin Owens and Eric, and Johnny Gargano, Dijakovic and Randy Orton are the 2 triple threats. And I trust that obviously the greatest members of each team will win and will create the strongest team possible. And Andrade's like, well, look who it is. It's the loser. So I was like, excuse me. And he's like, well, we saw you on NXT and like, you've embarrassed this whole brand by losing on NXT to a Raw guy. So you're a loser, Cesaro. And so I was like, hey, you two would know a thing or two about being losers, won't you? Because neither of you are actually on this team. Because I beat you last week, Andrade, and you got beat by Sonya, Zelina. She's like, what the fuck, bitch? Come on, say it to my face. And he's like, I just did, but I can't because I'm up here and you're like a 2 foot tall. And then he walks away, puts his sunglasses on and his suit, pops his suit collar and walks off. And Zelina's just stamping her feet in anger, going, rrr. Drew Gulak. Number 91 rated promo in his locker room when Ari Sterling comes in and he gets all defensive. He's like, no, Drew. I'm not here to fight. Like, we'll save that for Survivor Series, but I can't help but feel like Tyler Breeze isn't respecting us. And Gulak's like, I had the same issues as you, but I'll wait to smack his head off at the pay-per-view. It's like, I'll smack your head off at the pay-per-view. And Ari's like, no, I don't think you understand. Breeze, he's underestimating me, not you. You know what I'm all about, and I left you laying at my feet last week, but Breeze is off chilling in Rio de Janeiro. How do we even get there? And Gulak's like, well, you figured that out. I'll continue training for our match, thanks. Breeze will be there at Survivor Series, and I've got a lot of things I need to do to him because his actions these past few months have been disgusting, and they deserve reprimanding. But you worry about you, I'll worry about me, and I'll see you at Survivor Series when I tap you out as well, buddy. 83. This probably could have been about as good as the one last week, but I had to cut time short because it was a stacked show. Randy Orton's on the team, obviously, which is a good sign for SmackDown because Mr. Survivor Series is on their team. He pins Dijakovic with an RKO. Gargano was also in the match. 78 for Dijakovic, 76 for Gargano, and an 84 for Randall Keefe, who goes up top to his signature pose. He gives it the Randy Orton pose on the top rope when bang, he gets attacked from behind by Bron Breakker, who knocks on the top rope. He starts shouting. He goes, come on, Randy, come on. Pick the biggest dog in the yard, huh? Pick the biggest dog in the yard. I got you, boy. And he picks him up. Bang, that big power slam, gorilla press power slam. And Bron Breakker leaves Randy Orton laying at his feet as he roars something about his chances of winning drastically going down. We then get this SmackDown's The Rock video package ahead of his Survivor Series anniversary. And then we do the thing where we play the video package and then at the end we see it was being watched on the telly by Paul Heyman, who's just nodding his head along. And he's like, interesting. When Kayla taps him on the shoulder, he's like, because she's knocked up on him. So he's like, just wanted to get your thoughts on the Tribal Chief's defense against Buddy Murphy tonight. It's like, Kayla Braxton, what does it matter to you? The Tribal Chief is not concerned about Buddy Murphy, just like you shouldn't be concerned about whether or not the Tribal Chief is concerned with Buddy Murphy, because the Tribal Chief will smash Buddy Murphy. He'll be just another number on this title reign of people that Roman Reigns has smashed and pinned, and he'll move on to Survivor Series, where he'll take it into that triple threat match, and he'll smash maybe Oney Lorcan. I don't know, because that kid's good, and Finn Balor may be underestimating him, but whether it's Finn Balor or Oney Lorcan, it doesn't matter, because Roman, he said he sort of slows down, because Ronnie Hughes walks back in his face like, Paul, I hope I didn't offend anyone last week. And he was like, what are you talking about? Like, I left the show and Roman Reigns, the Tribal Chief, was fumbling his words and couldn't find the words to say to me. I was just wondering if I'd embarrassed the Tribal Chief. And he was like, first of all, don't you ever insinuate such a thing ever again. And second of all, I do commend you, Ronnie Hughes, I do, because you weren't supposed to be you're a football guy, just like Roman Reigns was a football guy, and you weren't supposed to be anywhere near the top of this company, but you're the NXT champion. You've done that in your first year. So I admire that you're a new young guy, and you want to make a name for yourself, and you've gone for the biggest dog, no pun intended, that you possibly can. And I understand that some of it was out of your control, because this being brand versus brand versus brand, you got locked into this match with Roman Reigns and Finn Balor or Oney Lorcan, but most importantly, you got locked in there with the Tribal Chief, and you're correct, you have nothing to lose in this match, even you getting smashed and pinned, which is what will happen at Survivor Series. Even that will be good for the Ronnie Hughes brand. But you need to watch your words carefully. Don't go around saying you embarrass the Tribal Chief, because he doesn't get embarrassed, certainly not by rookies like you. And then Heyman walks off and Ronnie's like, I got him. He's rattled again. 82. These two have good psychology, so I set them in their call-in ring, steal the show, and they actually did a good job with the 6 minutes they got. Candice is on the team, though. She beats Mickey with a moonsault press. So both members of Boss have failed to qualify. And Candice gets an 84, and Mickey gets a 71. Then obviously Candice is celebrating, and then again, like with the Rock vignette earlier on, where it was getting watched, and then it was playing on the screen, then it faded away to being watched on the telly, backstage. That happens again, but it's Johnny Gargano watching Candice win, and he's smiling, and he's like, yes, Candice, you go get him, girl. And then the screen fades, and the SmackDown logo pops on, and he just nods his head, and then he turns around, gives a on the locker room door, and he opens in, it's Buddy Murphy's. He's in there, he's like, look. I know you're focused on tonight and this main event and becoming a 2-time WWE champion, but I just want you to know I've got your back, dude. Like, we go a long way back to our roots. You know our roots together. We're not going to mention that because that's on the past, and saying his name just makes me shudder. But just like Damian Priest, he was there with us too. And I know he's gone down with a broken ankle on YouTube with the tag team champions, but if you need help, if you need support, if you're feeling overwhelmed by Roman and his goons, I got you. And Buddy's like, I do appreciate that, but I've got to go it alone, mate. Just a nice little segment to, like, remind everybody that Murphy and Gargano never really did fall out after the church, because Gargano went off to make the way with Priest. Priest is who he fell out with, and then Murphy fell out with Seth because he stayed Seth. Anyway, Boa's on the phone to the Miz. He's like, Miz, I got it. I'm the champion. He's like, well, good. Well, we'll fly you a plane over, and we'll get you back here. And if you leave the island, no one can beat you for it. So we're gonna fly you over here. Then obviously the plane's there. He's like, there's the plane, and the pilot is Danger Zone, obviously. And he pins him. He's like, pilot. Then the pilot pins Boa 1, 2, 3. Danger Zone is the 24/7 champion. And then he's like, well, I'm going to fly this bitch back myself. I've got the same strategy as you. North American title, here I come. Bivens Enterprises cut a promo ahead of Kevin Owens' triple threat match. And Malcolm as again at the big, he's like, Survivor Series is going to be a big night for Bivens Ent. Time for me to put my guys back on the map, because AJ and Omos, they're in this triple threat tag team match. The Grizzled Young Veterans proved that they're scared when they ran away from Omos on Monday, and we commend Bronson Reed for trying, but he got put down by the Colossus, the real Colossus, Omos, and let alone the phenomenal AJ Styles, the greatest in-ring performer of this generation. And Kevin Owens, he's about to cement his spot on Team SmackDown against that pest Rey Mysterio and Eric in the triple threat match. Dakota Kai next week, she's got a chance to get on Team SmackDown's women's team. And Baron Corbin, you're good moral support. And he's there with his stupid hat. And he's like, yeah, I am. So the triple threat match is up next. 81, Owens is on the team. 10:30, he beats Rey and Eric. He pins Eric with the pop-up powerbomb. 84 for Owens, 82 for Rey Mysterio, and a 70 for Eric. Just being in this match will be a good run for him. We then cut back to the Boss locker room, when Sasha and Dana come out all dressed, fancy dress, nice clothes, makeup, hair done, and all that. When Indy and Mickey walk up, beaten in their ring gear, and they're like, "Oh, we going somewhere?" And Sasha's like, "Well, you're not, because you lost. You're losers, and this is a party of champions, of winners, like me and Dana Brooke, my moral support, my statistician. She is coming with me to be my support because you two need to learn your lesson. That when you're around me, you can't be losing. Because I'm not a loser. I don't lose." And then she turns around and Tegan Nox and Kylie Ray stood there. And Tegan's like, "You don't lose, do you, Sasha?" That's odd, because I do remember you losing. 3 weeks ago, on the Go Home show to Cyber Sunday, where Mickey was the referee, and you had this whole shtick, this whole plan, about how you could try and get Mickey voted in, because she stabbed you in the back. Who beat you that night, Sasha? Oh, right, I did. Me, Tegan Nox, beat the SmackDown Women's Champion. And to any respectable champion, that would entitle me to a championship match. And Sasha's like, first of all, ew. And second of all, I'm busy. I'm on my way to the Boss fancy party, and people like you don't get to talk to me, okay? Now just hop along. And then Tegan smacks her. And she's like, still on your way, Sasha? You got a nice handprint on your face. That's gonna take some getting off. And then they leave, and we see Sasha's big angry face with a handprint. And then Indy's there like, whoa, that is really red and visible. And she's like, shut up.
Good evening, America. Tonight, I need to discuss something of the utmost importance to our great nation. Something that I have personally been striving for my entire life. And that is acceptance. You see, despite being born here in the United States of America, every day I have to prove to you that I belong. So I didn't correct you when you would mispronounce my name because I didn't want you to feel embarrassed. I was mindful of the clothes that I wore because I didn't want you to think I looked suspicious. I lowered my head and said nothing when you would make jokes about what I look like or where I might be from. I did all of this with the hopes that one day you would look at me and see your fellow American. But you didn't. And the truth is, you never will. And despite my greatest efforts to fix this problem, I realize this is a problem that I cannot fix. But I can overcome it. And I will do just that. I will do that by launching a campaign for a new America. You see, in this new America, it is your name that is just too hard to pronounce. It is you that looks suspicious. It is you that I do not accept. It is you that does not belong here. In this new America, there is nothing more American than someone that looks like me. So to anyone out there that feels like a stranger in their own home, I want you to reach out. Take my hand. Believe that in Ali you can trust. Thank you. Good night. And God bless our new America.
Danger Zone is flying his plane back. He's like, yeah, let's go. He's in the cockpit. He's trying to get the place like, wait, why isn't this starting? Somebody's messed with the mechanics. And then of all people, Jamie Noble rocks up with a wrench. He's like, you're looking for this? Danger Zone chases him out. And then bang, he gets hit with a wrench. Jamie Noble pins him. And Jamie Noble takes the 24/7 title on 24/7 Island. And it appears like nobody's getting that plane home because Jamie Noble has tinkered with it. 89, that's really good. And the big dog, the head of the table, the WWE Champion Tribal Chief Roman Reigns, smashes Buddy Murphy in 10:49 with a spear to make defense number 2 of the WWE title. Roman gets a 92 and an 84 for Buddy Murphy. After the match, the Bloodline stand tall, and Roman orders Jacob and Jimmy. It's like, we're finishing this guy too. And they go to do the big powerbomb on the concrete. Gargano runs out to save Buddy. And they're like, well, get rid of this guy as well. Buddy and Johnny try and fight off Fatu and Jimmy through the crowd. And Roman's like, well, no, fuck this. And then Big E's music hits. And Big E's like, well, Roman Reigns, congratulations on another successful championship victory. And Roman's like, cheers, mate, yeah. And Big E's like, well, do enjoy the next 7 days that you've got with your WWE Championship, because unless I'm mistaken, I earned a future championship opportunity when me and Tegan Knox won the Mixed Match Challenge. And now you can probably see the trajectory of where the other story's going with the women's title. And I'm not waiting any longer, because next week we're going to have a new WWE Champion. His name will be Big E. So Roman Reigns can have another task ahead of him if he wants to make it to Survivor Series with the title. He's got to go through Big E to get there. 91 rated show, because of popularity in 9 regions. That's really good. But again, what matters more than that is what you thought of the show. So let me know what you thought in the comments below. And I'll see you next time for Week 3 Raw, where we definitely have something advertised. Oh, there's a World Heavyweight title match. Yeah, Finn Balor and Oney. Of course. See you then.